Eyewitness Weather forecast.
And a very good Friday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some stellar weather for the last couple of days of September before we see a brief cool down for the first few days of October. Let's take a live look right now at downtown Utica, where after dealing with clouds and showers through a lot of the morning hours and even through the first part of the afternoon, we're seeing some sunshine returning, and of course the sun goes down in less than an hour from right now. Right now it is 70 degrees in downtown Utica with a west-northwesterly breeze at 8 miles an hour. That was the culprit for some of those showers today, because some of those were actually coming off of Lake Ontario. Temperature, or I should say the dew point, is at 60 degrees, and that's a little bit lower than it was over the last few days, but it still feels kind of muggy, kind of humid out there right now. Most of us are into the middle and upper 60s to the lower 70s across the area right now, and we'll drop a few more degrees as we head through the overnight hours. But compared to where we were at this time yesterday, we're up a degree or two or three in many locations, because yesterday at this time we were dealing with clouds and showers, so that kept the numbers cooler. As far as where temperatures are going for the next 6 to 10 days, we're expected to see temperatures at or above average for this time of the year, and that typically is in the middle and upper 60s, so we could be seeing the 70s return by the following weekend. I'll get to the 7-day forecast coming up in just a second, but as far as our tropical satellite is concerned, we do have now Category 3 Hurricane Umberto with 115-mile-an-hour winds, and it's still moving slowly to the west-northwest at 5 miles an hour, and then this disturbance closer to the coast of Florida is expected to become Tropical Storm Imelda as we go through the next couple of days, but the models aren't in full agreement on that, so certainly I'll keep you posted. Back here closer to home, we have a cold front off the coast and then one to our northwest. It'll try to make some progress in this direction as we go through the day tomorrow, and while we will see added cloud cover, I don't think we'll see much of any precipitation from that. What we will see dominating our weather is high pressure that's back over Lake Superior, and that's our fair weather friend, keeping things high and dry over the next several days. Like it is right now. Again, a much different story than it was certainly at this time yesterday and through this morning. So the dry stretch is good news for any weekend plans, but not so good news for any plants, farmers, gardeners, because we do expect to keep things dry well into next week and maybe even into the following weekend as well. Overnight tonight we'll keep things dry. Temperatures cooler than the last several nights. That'll mean the low to middle 50s and some patchy fog early tomorrow morning, but by 7 to 8 a.m. that'll start to burn off, and we'll just see mostly cloudy skies developing as we go throughout the day. Temperatures tomorrow will be in the middle and upper 70s, and as far as your regional forecast is concerned, the closest that the rain will get to us will be in northeastern central Pennsylvania, maybe into the Catskills tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Once we get beyond that, though, we'll see mostly sunny skies returning for Sunday all the way through the end of next week, but for the last few days of September, we'll have temperatures in the middle and upper 70s to the lower 80s, and as we go through the first few days of October, the mostly sunny skies will prevail, but we'll have temperatures slightly cooler, more like the middle and upper 60s. Tom, I'll send things back to you.
Now, your Eyewitness Weather forecast.
Friday evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some summer-like weather, even though this technically is the first full weekend of fall, although it will feel like fall as we start to get into next weekend, the month of October. But let's take a live look right now at downtown Utica, where we're dealing with some clouds, yes, but no precipitation at the present time. Current temperature 54 degrees. That's much cooler than it has been in recent nights. We also have a calm wind, and that dew point is much closer to the temperature. Earlier in the day, it was up into the 60s, but there could be some patchy fog because the dew point and the temperature will be so close, just thanks to the added moisture that there has been over the last several days. So temperatures area-wide are into the 50s right now, mainly middle and upper 50s, but I think we'll drop into the lower and middle 50s under some clouds as we head through the overnight hours. Other numbers from around the region. Down toward the south, it is warmer. We've got New York City at 74, Hartford at 68, 73 in Philadelphia, and in Washington, D.C. right now it's also 74, and then cooler up toward the north. North Bay, Ontario at 47 at the present time. As far as where temperatures are going over the next 6 to 10 days, we'll take a brief downturn in temperature Tuesday through about Friday of next week, but not necessarily the case for the first weekend of October. I'm expecting temperatures to be at or above average, and average for this time of the year is in the middle and upper 60s, so that means we could be back into the lower and middle 70s, and it's also looking dry then as well. I'll have more on the 7-day forecast as well as the rain threats coming up or lack thereof in just a second. Now we have, as of the 11 p.m. advisory, Category 4, a major hurricane, Umberto, with 145-mile-an-hour winds, moving to the west now at 7 miles an hour. And then back here closer to the coast, we do have potential tropical cyclone 9. And as we go through the weekend into Monday, that is expected to become Tropical Storm Imelda. So obviously we'll be keeping an eye on that for you throughout the weekend and into the start of next week as well. Back here at home, high pressure over Pennsylvania right now, keeping things high and dry, our fair weather friend. And that's going to keep this cold front to the north at bay as we head through tomorrow. And same for this stalled frontal boundary, although that will have some impacts on other parts of the northeast. I'll show you that in a second. Radar is high and dry right now. It's expected to remain that way through tomorrow and through most, if not all, of next week, which is good for your weekend plans, but not so good for our lawns and gardens and our plants as well. Overnight tonight, we'll have that patchy fog, and it'll become mostly cloudy, especially toward and after midnight, with temperatures in the upper 40s to the lower and middle 50s. That's right where they should be for this time of year. And as we go through tomorrow, we'll see partly to mostly cloudy skies, and I do expect 90% of us to remain dry. So if you're traveling through for the weekend, heading over to Rochester, Buffalo, the Finger Lakes, things expected to remain dry. It's not until you get to northeastern or central Pennsylvania that you may encounter some of that rain from the stalled frontal boundary. But again, mostly sunny skies will prevail for our Sunday and through the last few days of September and the first few days of October. But that's when temperatures will take that brief downturn Wednesday through Friday of next week. Dorian, I'll send it back to you with the latest on football.
Thanks, Jordan.